My hands are up. I have to let the bias go. I have to let the trolling go. I have to just be honest with myself as a human being.
Can I interest you in the other spot being?
Whoa.
Supposed to
Hell
be.
no.
Whoa.
Hell
Can we turn off this
no,
camera
buddy.
again? Because I feel like not to say he's not a good right back.
Get out, man.
But let's be real, man. He's not as good as people make him out.
You might have to hear me out on this one.
Okay.
Oh no.
No, serious. So
I'm
I'm
going
going with 70 M's.
I mean, so
65. Don't add 5 minutes. 65. Yo, what is everyone saying? Welcome back to another episode of the Total Natty Pod. Today, we are here to bring you our most overrated Premier League XI once again. And we're going to see how it compares to our choices from last year. And joining me today, first up, it's a debutant. It's a man who had an invincible record every time he went to Old Trafford. Much like The Undertaker, the record came to an emphatic end. Lewis, how you doing, sir?
Ready, bro. I'm ready to go. I'm out here. Depressed on the weekend, but let's get it, man.
It takes a man of honor to pull up on your debut after a result like that. So I do have to respect it. You know what I mean? Fair play.
Thank you.
Next up, if you've watched Top Boy, you know, no spoilers in that, but you have seen a scene where Mandy was starting protests outside Summer House as they tried to just send Kieran away. Well, that's going to be Ali very soon because he's invested all his stocks in Nicholas Jackson and it's not looking very good for him right now. I can't lie. Ali, what is up, pal?
The message stays the same, man. We stay calm. We don't panic just yet. There's still plenty of time for Jackson to come good. So we're holding off the bailiffs for now still.
Yeah, so you know, it's sloping down towards that relegation zone. But hey, we picked up a point, so you know we take that. And lastly, he was with me in the fields last year, making some bold statements with me. So we'll see whether or not this came to fruition. We'll see what he's coming with today. Mav, how you doing, sir?
I'm good. I'm gonna keep saying it. I'm happy people are turning around on Ten Hag and joining me a little bit here. But yeah, other than that, I'm good.
Are we fully 10 Hag out?
Luis has already started.
No.
You know what?
I've kind of been here for a while, but don't worry about it. We'll get.
Let's say this.
So the rules are a little different this time. We've all selected one player for every position, and rather than just listing our goalkeeper, right back, centre back, and so on, we're going to give our names, but we all must agree on one player per position. So we'll start with a keeper. We'll spend like 5 minutes, right back, centre back, so on and so forth, until we get all the way through. And of course, for each position, I will give a brief little recap of what we picked last year and whether or not those ones failed massively. So this should be fun. Of course, make sure you have subscribed and of course like as well, because the likes, interactions make the world go round and that. So without further ado, who would like to kick us off on a goalkeeper?
It's the easiest position for me. Okay. So I'm happy to say with chest this player, Mr. Nicholas Pope.
We're on the same team already.
For me, he's the most overrated goalkeeper in the league by a country mile. Lewis on pitch side claimed he's one of the best sweeper keepers in the world. I don't understand where that's come from. I don't rate his thing.
I would give my thoughts, but I know already based on previous videos that someone here is going to disagree with you greatly. So I'm going to pass over to Ali. I'm going to pass over to Ali, who thinks Nick Pope is great. Thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, he makes saves. Like, nobody thinks Nick Pope is bloody amazing, innit? But he makes saves. Like, what do you want him to do? Nobody's out here claiming Nick Pope to be world class and that, so I don't get the angle here, is it?
No, they gas him up like he's second after Alisson. For me, because the moment that I saw that red card where he just was like on the halfway line picking the ball up with his hands, I said, nah. You've cost your team. It was right before the Carabao final against United. You've cost your team a massive chance to win your first trophy in 1 billion years. And he's one of those guys that, because you don't really watch him every single week until recently, because we have no choice thanks to Sky now, we've got to watch Newcastle all the time. Other than that, we don't really watch Pope every single week. So people just assume that he's always just like, oh, fantastic, what a solid goalkeeper. I saw Brighton packing goals past him like there was no tomorrow. Like, I don't understand why we're meant to pretend that he's amazing. He's not even good for England either. LA, I'm sure you concur with our thoughts there.
Yeah, I got the exact same. Overrated. Newcastle fans say he's the best in the league at times. Dead with the ball at his feet. Meaty keeper, bro.
Wait, so Ali, who did you have then, if it wasn't Pope?
I've gone for another England keeper, Aaron Ramsdale. You know what I mean? Mr.
Ramsdale.
I'm not gonna lie.
Face for the camera.
I did almost say Ramsdale, and I've been saying
No.
It's taking over from him, bro.
You might have to start asking questions about which one. I know Ramsdale can get stick, but the way keepers have to play, you're going to see mistakes. Same way I saw Neuer make mistakes, because when you're a sweeper keeper and you play in a team that do play, you're going to make mistakes. But that's
but my mistakes, the mistakes I'm thinking aren't those like, oh yeah, he's lost the ball at his feet. It's more, you should just save that, innit? Like, you're not saving shots that you really should be saving. Onana's kind of on a similar thing, and I think he does it.
But
where
hang on a minute.
I don't know.
Can I just ask
we're
you?
conceding bare goals.
I'm cool with the third goal of Brighton, but are you in the boat that people are trying to claim that he should have saved the second shot from Pascal Gross? Because I'm confused. I've been seeing people say he should have saved that shot.
I'm on the boat for the third one. I can't like that.
The third one, I'm on the boat 100.
Yeah,
but I'm seeing people say madness, saying he should have scored the one where Pascal Gross fake shot on 6 yards out.
That's just a terrible CB game.
How far do you want to reach with that one? Come on.
We'll get onto that centre back very soon. Don't you
Come
worry.
on.
But hey, listen, fair enough. We are obviously 3-1, so we're gonna go with Pope. Before I go to the right back, I'm just gonna say, last year, myself and Mav, of course, he went with De Gea, and he did that U-turn infamously where he said, you know what, like, my bad, guys. I was wrong on De Gea. This guy stinks. He has no club anymore, so, you know, Mav got that one right, fair play. And I said, there's no way this keeper can be the best in the world. How are we still gassing up Edouard Mendy for 14 clean sheets?
Oh, that's a shout. I'll give you that. Because no one was there yet. No one was there yet. They weren't there
well
yet.
done for your 14 clean sheets, but I'm not rating this at all. Jamie wasn't having it when I was saying it. I said, bro, I'm looking with my eyes, bro.
Yeah.
You're making too many mistakes. I don't like it. So there we go. We both cooked on that one. We move over to right back. Ellie, you want to start with some right backs?
You might have to hear me out on this one.
Okay.
Oh no.
No, serious. So I'm going with Reece James, and I'll tell you why. I mean, firstly, always injured is another example of a good player when he's fit. You know, he scored a few bangers. He had a little purple patch. You got guys like Trent, Reece James. I feel like for some reason he's rated defensively like so highly when I've seen him make an equal amount of mistakes.
What do you think about that, Ali?
Again, I'm a bit confused in it because I hear it, the injury stuff, but does that mean he's overrated or he's just unavailable? You know what I mean?
Nah, forget the injury stuff then. Forget that. Good player when fit, but way overrated by Chelsea fan. Chelsea captain for some reason.
I think Mav is in agreement with you. Was that your right back or?
I've been on the Reece James overhyped train for a very, very long time. Look, and the thing is, people hear overrated and they think bad. That's not what I'm saying. I think he's a good right back. I really do think he's a good right back. However, I've been saying for time, he's been lauded for his defensive duties, and I've never seen this amazing defender. For me, he's great going forward. He's another Trent. He's great going forward. Going back, questions have to be asked for me. And I just want to say this. I've been watching Malo Gusto go in Chelsea. And I'm asking the question, what does Reece James do that Malo Gusto hasn't been doing? Who actually goes back in right back when Reece James is back? Because Gusto is...
That's because
I don't know. I just think if you're the best right back in the world, Malo Gusto doesn't come brand new to the Prem and start asking questions after 4 games. That's me.
I'm an honest, unbiased individual, right? I'll say I was always on Reece James' side. I've been saying, listen, this guy, he's great. However, injuries aside, you know, it's about time you start showing us these performances that gave you this tag. You know what I mean? You can't just do it for a little bit and then I now back you and then you let me down. Because do you think I wanted to back you at Chelsea, man? I didn't want to back you. So now I've started supporting you. You want to come and start misbehaving. Like, you just want to be playing lethargic. I can't be getting behind that.
I'm smelling a bit of jealousy from their meaty right backs that they got over there.
Jealousy?
At Old Trafford. That, you know what I mean? The deflecting.
Jealousy.
Yeah, he's not
jealousy.
Defensively.
Trust me.
He's not Wan-Bissaka defensively, but he's do you man see him against Rafa Leao, against Vinny, the year that we won the Champions League?
I agree, but that's what I'm saying. But that's time ago, man.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I've seen Aaron Wan-Bissaka lock up Kylian Mbappe, the best player in world football. But I don't claim Aaron Wan-Bissaka's a good player. Do you know what I'm saying? I've seen Tuanzebe lock up Mbappe. You ever heard me say Tuanzebe's class?
If we are going by what we did last year, right? This is basically it's the fraud watch. So our binoculars are out. It doesn't mean you're bad or you're washed. It just means this season, we're keeping an eye out on you because it's looking a bit worrying. So Ali, what right back did you go with instead then?
I went for Carl Walker, innit? Because I'm not saying he's not a good right back.
Get out,
man. But let's be real, man. He's not as good as people make him out to seem. People talk like Carl Walker's one of the best right backs we've seen in Prem history, innit? But he's got a lot of weaknesses.
He's the best, by the way. But
number one, he's number one. Don't let me hear like Ivanovic or something, please.
What? Brand of the Beast?
I'm sorry.
Bro,
I'm
sorry.
You've just called Kyle Walker.
Wait, I can't undo it. Wait, I don't know how to put his camera back on. How do you do?
You've actually just
Ali, turn your camera back. Hold on. Hey, Ali, how do I put your camera back on, bro? There's no option. Oh, there you go.
Carl Walker overrated is insane.
Carl Walker is insane. Remember, I'm not saying that he's bad, innit? But I'm saying he's overrated. He makes a lot of mistakes that his pace spells him out of.
I think I've seen him make one mistake that leads to a goal, and that was like 2 weeks ago. And
he made up for it like a minute later.
It was so surprising. It was so surprising. Everyone was so shocked. So I don't hear that. I'm afraid.
Can't hear it, man.
I mean, my right back personally, I didn't go with Reece James. Two of you have gone with him, so I guess we're gonna have to go with Reece James, which I'm not angry at. I went with Cedric because why are you still?
Oh no, you did
by my club. Like, you shouldn't be employed.
Let Cedric go, man.
I want them to let him go, but why are you still here? But alas, I'm happy to go with Reece James since two of you got him, and I'm not like overly mad at it. Last year, just for reference as well, I went with Lamptey. That was my first time that I mentioned the whole Lamptey stuff, and I was saying, listen, hey, Veltman and Solly March, how you gonna get your spot back, bro? Like, you're not even playing games like that. He then went on to have a terrible World Cup for Ghana, and alas, I was proved correct. He was getting outperformed by guys like Yadom and stuff even. Mav went with Emerson Royale, so sadly he's one of the best right backs in the world at the moment, so Mav unlucky on... I lie. Now, we both did well on that one. Now, centre-backs, here so we can cause a lot of controversy. Yeah. So... Mav, would you like to give us one of your centre backs?
Oh, I really wanted to start with I'm starting with the left. I don't. Nah.
Just do right.
Right centre back. I'm going to stay where I was last year then, okay. And I'm still going to go with Virgil van Diggles. I think I said it last year, and I'm going to say it again. And the reason he's always going to be overrated is because the fact that people had chest to come in my live stream, to come in anything I created and tell me that this guy's level with Terry, this guy's level with Nesta, this guy's level with Sergio Ramos, this guy's level with Rio Ferdinand, this guy's level with Sol Cam. I'm not here. These dons put in 10, 15 years of performances until people admit that this guy is not that level, and he had a great 2 seasons. He's going to be overrated for the rest of the time.
I back you, but he's not in my list because I feel like...
No, I agree.
In general, he's not as rated anymore as he was last year when we did this. So I need to talk about how dead he is every time we get the chance. So feel free. LA, you got a different centre back?
Yeah, I got a different one. I was going to say Lewis Dunk, only because... No. Listen, I was going to say Lewis Dunk, but only because I think he's in a good Brighton team. I don't know how he'll be out of that Brighton team. That's how I see it.
Wait, you saw him for England the other night and still think he's overrated?
England are the best international team possibly in the world. So.
Okay, but you said in the Brighton team, and now the England... I've seen many good
centre backs go
into England team and look bad,
should he go to Oxford?
Anyway, you didn't even say that, so I don't know why... Sorry, my bad.
All right. So I went with, obviously not because of his past, but right now, they need to let him go. Thiago Silva, need to get out. Chelsea need to let him go. They're playing a back 5 purely because they're accommodating Thiago Silva too much. They need to go to a back 4. They need to score goals.
Ali, do you need to let it go?
I know it seems like I'm picking out Chelsea, but I'm not.
No, I don't know how I feel about that, because I actually kind of hear it in terms of I feel like we can move on from him, but I don't think it's fair to say he's overrated, innit? Like,
that's sort of the angle that I was going with.
That's the point I agree with you on. I agree with you on that.
I don't feel like guys still gas Thiago Silva in the last... Let's say like
I don't think guys do, but I think the most important, the manager is.
It's weird because I agree with Ali, and I agree with what you said, but I don't agree that fits the criteria of overrated. But I do agree with what you said. I really do.
It is partially because I was struggling, I'm not going to lie. The other centre back, you'll hear me.
Ali,
not sure
you're centre back.
Not sure I will.
I feel like I'm gonna get in trouble for my pick here, innit? So I'm gonna explain it beforehand, innit? Like,
No, just give us the name, man.
Nah, again, I'm not saying this guy's dead, innit? But people were acting like this guy completely transformed his defense. Like he made it the best defense out there, and he was the key figure. But it's not true, innit? And that player is Sven Botman. Like, yeah, he's a good player, but Newcastle play defensive football. Just slotted in well and done his job, innit? He's nothing special. He's nothing to go right home about. He's not going to be one of the best centre backs the Prem's seen. He's just a good player, man.
I respect it because it's consistency. Because you said this last time, it wasn't the video last year, but we did a video this year about like top 10 centre backs. And when you didn't have Botman, people got onto you. But
that's what confirmed it. It's like, what?
But ever so slyly, like I do see a lot of games where he is kind of making mistakes. It's a little bit like the Nicholas Pope situation where we just got to pretend he's always cold. So I kind of hear it a little bit.
I kind of hear it.
But it's not enough.
I wouldn't say overrated though.
I don't hear it.
Well, my one is a new addition to my list. I didn't have him last year, although I definitely could have. He started to lose a little bit of ratings recently, but then he scored a goal, and suddenly he's an incredible, underrated B centre back.
Yeah, here we go.
QT Romero.
Yeah.
Overrated.
As soon as he said the goal, I knew it.
He went from being when he came from Serie A, it was he's top 3 in the league. He's top 5. He's top 5. Oh no, he's top 10. Bro, the guy is a passion merchant. It's okay. You scored a goal. Now we got a gas. Now it's like, to everyone that was disrespecting Romero, let your apologies be as loud as disrespect because you scored a goal. I do admit that obviously this season has been better on the whole. Yes, but that's an overrated centre back. No, you're not having that, fellas.
I'm not. I'm not. I think Romero's a good centre back. I'm not.
I think he's a good centre back. Yeah,
I didn't say he's terrible. I just said he's not overrated. I'll happily have 4 centre backs at Arsenal over him if I had the choice to swap out players.
4,
4 comfortably.
4. I can hear 2, but not 4.
I can hear 2.
I can comfortably accept 4.
I really want to know the 2 other than the obvious 2.
Gabriel, Saliba, Benjamin White, and then my bad, it's 5. It's 5. Timber and Kiwior.
Well, see, the reason I'm not giving you them is both Ben White and Timber are very questionable for centre backs.
We'll be back next year. All right, then. So in that case, is there anyone's takes amongst you that you would be like, you know what, I hear his one. The Van Dijk one, I can hear it.
I went Thiago Silva.
Silva's out.
Botman's the closest for me.
I actually hear VVD.
Ooh. Okay, we can go there then. Let's go Van Dijk.
He wants VVD for the fun, so
I like VVD.
Let's go Van Dijk.
Cool. Come on, boys.
And now Botman, I hear it.
Botman, I do, but I like VVD. I don't like how much it's overhyped now, man.
All right then, left centre back. Matthew, we're in a rush to get this one. So
I would on record like to do this. My hands are up.
Oh wait, hold on. Last thing.
We might be in agreement here.
It's a 5-second one. Me and Mav both went Van Dijk for right centre back last year, so that has remained, I guess. So cool. Go on. Your hands are up.
My hands are up. I would like to severely apologise about this player. I can't believe I've ever said he's on the same level as Gabriel Magalhaes. I can't believe I ever claimed that. I can't believe I claimed he's as good as Romero or any top centre back in this league. This butcher, aka Pat Butcher, I can't do it. I can't pretend. I can't short kings. I can't stick up for the short kings anymore. I have to let the bias go. I have to let the trolling go. I have to just be honest with myself as a human being. The mad thing is, he'd be better off going into DM and helping out, and it might actually be a good thing for them.
Man.
But this, I'm sorry, this Butcher Don, he just hacks people down. He plays with passion. He can't get every single thumping that Man United have suffered Just watch the tapes. He is either in front of the shot or on the floor after being fake shot. He is. I can't do it anymore. I've had to spend so long pretending I can't.
You know what's fascinating? Before I let guys continue, I guess this will be a good part for me to show where I went last year. Because last year, and by the way, this year, of course, I went Lisandro, and a direct quote for myself, I said, he should not be playing at centre-back. I stand by it. You're giving me 100% aerial duel stats, but I'm watching with my eyes. This is not sustainable. I don't like what I'm seeing. But guess what happened? I was being shouted at. They were throwing tomatoes at me. Mav, Jomodo, they were yelling. And they were telling me, Mav told me, Cannavaro won a Ballon d'Or. That's when I said, yep.
Hey, you're being sneaky putting that comment in there as if I'm. But yeah, you know what?
You said
the situation I'm in, I'll let you have it because these are up, well and truly up, and they'll stay up for the rest of the video if they have to.
You did say, yeah, I've gone with Bleacher. I don't need to add it. I think you said it enough. Lewis, are you painfully having to agree, or
I actually went with Bleacher myself already. Not for the reasons that you said, though, because you'd think he'll be all right across the ground, but I feel like that's where he's getting spun. Still good on the ball, but I think he's literally only good with Varane. When he hasn't got Varane next to him, I think he's... Well, you've seen what happens.
No dramas. Ali, do you have a different name?
No,
it doesn't matter anyway.
As well, still, you know.
Oh, wonderful.
He had me fooled for a while, so
wonderful. He had a lot of people fooled, man.
Whatever the opposite of a hands up is, I'm so happy that I'm giving that out today. This is like a vindication. This is a yes. You all laughed, but we move on then to
that won't pay me.
Left back. I did find quite difficult. I can't lie. So does anyone have like a lock-in left back?
I'll be so honest.
Okay, go on.
Same.
I picked Zinchenko.
Of course you did. Of course you did. Of course you did. You're an Arsenal hater. Of course you did.
And you've got a fake left back there. If we're talking about doing a left back's job, he doesn't do it. Simple as. It's just simple. He doesn't do it. He doesn't do a left back's job. He can't defend. We talk about all of this. He goes up into midfield and that. It's like, I think you said this about Trent, where he's an extra man in midfield, then he looks good, but he can't play midfield as an actual midfielder. So they put him left back. And he cooks from left.
But we don't try to play him in midfield. It's not the same thing. We don't try to play him centre mid.
Yeah,
like,
we
don't
can't.
Try to stop.
He plays there because he's
so he's overrated because he can't play centre mid. That's
he's overrated because people act like he's an amazing left back, but he's just not. He's a bad left back.
This is interesting. I don't know whether I should go yet, but this is interesting.
Go.
I got the same kind of reasoning, but just hear me out. Right, he's good at this inverted left back role, Ukraine, CM, all of that stuff. But I feel like if there is a defensive weakness that Arsenal have, then get out Zinni. I think he's good at what he does, though. Long story short.
Mav, what left back do you have? Whoever it is, I'm going to back you because.
I mean, for me, genuinely, I don't think any left backs in the league are rated too high of where they should be, other than Luke Shaw for me, and I've always been there. I'll stay there. Gilberto Carlos, whenever he has a good 6 months, he needs a kick up the butt every 3 months to go back to his form. Reguilon came in. He can't even get into the Spurs team, and he showed he's as positive going forward as Shaw's ever been. You've then also got Dalot going into left back and doing a better, if not same job, until fake shot by Gabriel Jesus. I don't know where this best left back in the world comes from because people have said that with Chest. And I can't hear it.
Who said that?
What do you mean? Who said that? People have been saying that for time.
Apart from Gareth Southgate and United fans, who's actually going around saying that he's the best left back?
But you know what the difference is, though.
There's a lot of people.
Whilst they're calling him, you say people that aren't their fans, whatever, cool. If we keep it to just their fans only, people are saying Gilberto Carlos best left back in the world or whatever. I don't see Arsenal fans saying Zinchenko is the best left back on the planet. We don't call him Zinchenko or Carlos or whatever. He's just Zinchenko. That's it. No one try call him anything but nothing.
Look what you're allowing him to do, man. Look what you're allowing him to do.
No, Ali, I can't hear Zinchenko either because I ain't heard anyone say he's the best left back in the world.
Yeah, you man are making edits of him wearing the Brazil shirt.
There are literal edits of him on Roberto Carlos's body. With my eyes, I've seen it.
Yeah.
Hey, man, didn't you see him against Italy? Let him do his thing, man.
I don't want to say he has his moments, bro.
No, I'm playing.
His moment is a goal. I think we got to shake hands and go.
Zinchenko.
I reckon, fellas. I reckon, in the interest of time, we got to shake hands and go with Showboat.
Fine, I can hold Shaw, even though I think he's amazing, but fine.
Fascinating. Thank you very much. Really, really appreciate it.
Fair enough.
Just for reference, last year, Mav went with Showboat Carlos because he was being gassed like crazy, and he still is. And I agree with you then, I agree with you now.
To this
But
day.
my pick was the wonderful, incredible, superstar young talent, Ait Nouri. What's he even doing nowadays?
Yeah, I remember you saying this because Bueno. Actually, Ait Nouri's back in the team now.
Yeah, and Wolves are really cooking nowadays.
They're not, but I'm just saying.
Fair enough. Right, we'll move on to. So we've gone with 3 in midfield. I'll happily kick off, I guess, with my most defensive one. I'll go with like a DM.
Yeah.
Casemiro.
Yeah.
Yeah, hands up. Ali, keep your hands down. We levels. I'm not even going to say anything. I'm going to let Mav do the talking. Casemiro. Why have I gone with Casemiro?
You've gone with Casemiro because, boy, oh boy, Real Madrid have absolutely put the mask on, the balaclava on. They've gone to the bank and they have run out with the jackpot. How the hell... they've let Man United buy a player with an expiry date on it, knowing he's about to expire is insane. I have never seen a CDM fall off the cliff like this. He is so slow. He can't, like, the one redeeming factor, and I had to try and sit here and act like he could pass, right? To try and like get him up there with the other two that people were shouting, right? And I thought, you know what? That's his worst attribute. That's all I'm gonna have to fight for. But now I have to fight for the fact that Don can't even time attack. When's the last time he went to ground and won the ball? I actually need to know. It's like he's literally he's going home, he's counting his 350k a week and just freaking laughing at us. Literally like, oh, sorry, fellas, another bad game from me.
But Lewis, but he has 5 Champions Leagues. I don't get it.
This one pains me as much as Mav, man. At the end of the day, done bits for us last season, was amazing, but I don't know whether he's been running a Busman 2-2, done a kebab and chips during the preseason, or even just, I don't know what he's been doing, man, but he's a shadow of the player that we had last season. I'm seeing him knock it out of play 5 times a game. He's finished, man. I hate to say it.
Ali, are you in agreement there, or you got someone else?
Yeah, no, I did have someone else. I don't know if there's a point in mentioning that because it's not going to go down well anyway, but I feel like Casemiro's always been a little bit, you know what I mean? He never got my ratings, really, so I'd never call him overrated. Only United fans rated him like that last season. So I went for Rice, innit? Because I feel like given that, yeah, this is one of the best about, this is world class, but really and truly, it's at times it can be a bit bread and butter, innit? A bit simple, a bit standard. So for me,
I don't think he's watching Arsenal still, but fair enough.
Nah, bro, I watch it, and that's where I see it. Like, raw, like, what's everyone hyping about this guy because he got a goal, a last-minute winner, and that? That's not his job, bro. That's not what
he was hyped before that, and he's been hyped after that. But it's okay.
Before that was even worse. It was the same reason I didn't want him to come to Chelsea. Cause I don't feel like he can do a job in a big team.
Yeah. I'd agree if he was still at West Ham, but I think since he's gone to Arsenal, he's starting to show another level. He's starting to show another level.
Man said you didn't want him at Chelsea. Do you know that's exactly what you need at Chelsea right now?
Nah, I don't think so, bro. Yeah, okay. You need someone to start play. He's not someone that's gonna get play going, innit? He's just there to destroy play, but when you got the ball all the time,
you're not
hold that thought. You don't hold that thought.
Yeah, you keep. But just my mistake, by the way. When we were doing the centre backs, I missed out Mav's fascinating picks. Mav, we've both been kind of on fire recently, but sadly for you, it came to an end on centre backs because TTA all day went with John Stones, and you went with your overrated centre back Ruben Diaz. Your hands might have to go back up again.
No, they're not going up because they're not going up because everyone agreed he was having a shaky period, and I just claimed that he was having a shaky period. So I'm not putting my hands up because my opinion on him of that lasted all of about 4 weeks. So.
Okay, fair enough. Anyway, yeah, sorry, back to the midfielder thing. So we are all, I guess, in agreement that Casemiro is the one that we're going to go for.
Oh, hell yeah. Absolutely.
I'm not doing
finished, done up.
Just for reference, again, last year we didn't really have like a DM. We had like 2 centre mids, but last year I said that Ward-Prowse is Scott Parker with free kicks. And now, if in fact because he's gone to West Ham, I'm even more spot on. He's Scott Parker, perfect for West Ham, but with free kicks. However, this is where I have some concerns, because when I said this, what did Mav say? Oh, man, this one is going to require hands up. I can't lie to you, Mav. So just start warming up or whatever.
Right.
Because I quote directly.
Oh, God.
James Ward-Prowse is 10 times the footballer that Xhaka is. Xhaka wishes he could be as good at football.
Okay, do you know why my hands aren't going up? 10 times is wild. All right.
You said that.
I know. One hand is up for that. One hand is up for the 10 times. However, I still stick by the rest.
Fascinating.
I still, and I mean, you can't say he's not playing really well at West Ham right now. You can't claim that. As much as you dislike him, you can't. So.
I mean, Xhaka's still better than him, but he's like,
I don't know.
Just to finish off that, I guess, position or whatever. You went with Henderson. No one disagreed because he's just bad anyway. Yeah. So there we go. But one interesting one, TTA, who is a massive Arsenal fan, went with Declan Rice, and Mav started knee sliding when T picked Declan Rice. Obviously, last year we had no idea he was ever going to come to Arsenal. Me and Jamie, we refused to back it. We said, no, it's been 3 or 4 games. West Ham haven't been that good, but Rice is still a fantastic footballer. Mav then went on to say that James Ward-Prowse has more to his game than Declan Rice. So
I disagree still, by the way, but we move.
Fascinating. No worries. We shall go over to...
Don't disagree, but we move. I mean, the fact is, James Ward-Prowse has replaced Rice, and he's done more than Rice ever did for West Ham, but we move. Carry on.
One of them won the trophy. The other one is...
he won the trophy, did he?
That's what you're doing by
No, I'm not. I'm literally comparing the fact that he's only
done
been
way
there.
more than Rice already.
Yeah, he has.
Interesting. No worries. LA, who have you got in centre mid?
I'm going to go with Alex Iwobi. And I'll tell you why. I tell you why.
Who rates him like that?
I rate him.
No, but like
guys actually rate him. Hear me out.
I rate him.
Especially I know a few Everton fans that really rated him. Why does he keep getting these 30+ mil transfer? No, not for me. Attacking midfielder never really got numbers. I don't think he's got more than like 4-5 goals in a season. Why does he keep getting these transfers and keep playing in the Prem? Championship.
Yeah, because disgusting take.
Championship.
He's been having stints at right wing back. He's been playing in a pivot. He's been playing in a 3-man midfield. He's not playing forward as much anymore as when he first broke onto the scene at Arsenal. You want me to tell you a bold statement right now? Looking at your midfield, he starts for you. He starts for you. He starts current United.
Over who?
Bruno is the only one that is like locked in, right? So when I could easily go and say Bruno, Iwobi, Amrabat.
Actually, you know what? Iwobi probably does the same job as Mount McTominay, but it's not hard, is it? Like,
I just made a statement because you said he should play in the Championship, and I'm saying he should be starting for United. I'm just making the point.
That's the level of our players right now, other than Bruno.
No problem. Well, I'm not going to back the Iwobi. My player, I think it should be very obvious. Actually, no, it's not quite obvious. I have 2. I'm not really sure who I'm picking. Okay, Mav, who are you going with?
It's an absolute dead cert. But I mean, I guess I question, is he rated by anybody? And he's kind of playing centre mid, obviously, for you guys right now. So I just have to talk about him every time I get the opportunity to. Kai Havertz, absolute stinker, absolute rotter. How anyone keeps buying him is insane. The fact that Arteta, who I rate as a manager, had the cheek to go out in the transfer market and sign him is crazy to me. I understand you have to back it, but Arsenal fans were saying, well, if Arteta wants him, I'm sure he's seen something in it.
I hear what you're saying. I'm not going to disagree with what you're saying. However, normally when teams sign players, right? Let's say, for example, you guys got Mason Mount or whatever. Immediately, you're seeing people make their dream 11s of like what they want this season. I didn't see one Arsenal fan put in Havertz in a team that they like. When you ask Arsenal for, show me the 11 you want, nobody puts Havertz in there. We just say we're going to back it regardless, but nobody wants Havertz to start, so I'm not sure who it is.
I mean, I still saw videos where people were asked if they would rather Kai Havertz or Bruno in the Arsenal's team, and people still answered Kai Havertz.
I don't know what video that was. I've never seen that video in my life. Have any of you seen that video?
It seems like Ali's seen it because he laughed. So
I need to jump in. I need to jump in on this one because he's my other midfielder. You said that no one rates him like that. I mean, but Arteta come out and said, "Oh yeah, I bought him for centre mid." So obviously he's there to replace Xhaka. They put him in that starting 11 in that centre mid spot.
No, people put Rice, Partey, and Odegaard. Like, I'm talking about fans, but it's okay.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, 70 M's.
I mean,
I don't think
starting him is enough for him to be overrated. So
65. Don't add 5 minutes. 65.
65 M's. I don't think it'll ever come good. I think he's too dead.
I did want to put Havertz and his chuckle brother Mickey Mount in there, but I was one of those people that rated the minute, so I can't go in now and flip it, even though they're both now in it. I've gone for somebody else that left Chelsea this summer, Kovacic. Cause I feel like people are acting like he left Chelsea and completely revamped his game and has become this amazing new player. This is what he's always been on, innit? Like, he looks silky and that, but is he effective in either box kind of thing? Does he change the game? Not for me, innit? Like, he's getting that.
You might be cooking something there. I don't have him, but you might be cooking something there. Cause I do hear guys like Curtis, or they're saying, "Oh, he's Man City's best midfielder now. He's incredible." He dribbles into players and then loses the ball, but we got to gas it up.
That's a special move, bro.
I'm not really sure why I have to be celebrating this. I'm not saying he's meaty, but
I'm not mad.
Nothing comes at the end of his dribbles. Nothing comes at the end of them.
I'm not mad at it. I went with someone that when this team signed this player, I was underneath their tweet saying, "You think this guy's going to start for you? You have Douglas Luiz, Kamara, McGinn, Jacob Ramsey."
Still on that guy, man.
Still on
this guy.
Even when a man is until he's out of this league.
Let him breathe.
Get out this league and I'll let go. As simple as that. So, but alas, obviously I'm going to be on my ones there. So if you man want Havertz, we can put Havertz in there. Is that one spot locked up?
Locked.
Okay, so Havertz will be one of them. Can I interest you in the other spot being Enzo Fernandez?
Whoa!
Hell no! Hell no, buddy! Hell no, buddy! Hell no, you can't! Hell no, you can't!
I'm hearing that this guy.
Hell no, you can't!
I'm kind of with.
No,
I'm kind of with you.
I'm
not going to say overrated.
After KDB, that's overrated.
Bro, that might be facts though.
No, but he's not.
No.
By the end of the season, if he's not, he's maybe one below that or two below that max.
He's not even better than Caicedo, in my opinion. Watch by the end of the season.
Wait. We talking? It's hard. That's know why that's tough. For example, Odegaard and Bruno are always going to be better than him, but they're obviously not.
Okay, put it this way. So. I'll take Rice over him as well. Then, not a problem. Like I don't think Enzo is even in the top 5 of midfielders in this league.
I'm interested, and I'm with you.
Man wants bread and butter over steak dinner.
I cannot.
Enzo Fernandez. We gotta wait every 20 minutes. He plays a cold pass, and we're like, yeah, what a pass that is, Enzo. And then I see him get run ragged by midfields every single week.
And what do we see with Declan Rice? We see him passing side by side and making one good challenge every 20 minutes.
You cannot try and put this on Declan Rice. This is outrageous from you.
Ali, I hear it, but I'm not.
Do you know what?
He's playing well so far. So I'm going to stay off Declan Rice for a bit because I've been on him for years. But
put it this way, let's just talk specifically. Even just yesterday, yeah, we know that every time we go to Goodison Park, we get ran ragged. Especially last year when it was like Decore, just a gay, and they go, 3 IC3s together, and we just get overrun. Declan Rice, by the way, was in midfield with Odegaard and Vieira. He was like a one-man ship. You man's Casemiro, he thought he could do that. He can't do that anymore. Declan Rice did that by himself. So you are saying
I just want to say, Everton put in one of the worst Prem performances I've seen for a long time.
Who do you think that's because of?
It's not. It's not. If you didn't have Rice, you're in the same position you are today. Whereas if Chelsea didn't have Enzo, they're not. So
we would have got relegated last season, probably, fam.
What's
the difference? But
I have no idea what point you're making there. I don't really get it.
Well, you think Arsenal have the same points that they have if Rice isn't in the team?
A man who did score the last.
Is that the point you're making? I'm asking.
Yes, yeah, I do. Yeah.
So
I don't know.
I don't really get it. So,
I get what you're saying, man. Anyone who got left free at the back post would have scored that chance.
Can we go with Enzo, fellas?
No. I got Foden. I got Philip Foden for my last position.
He's not centre mid, so how can you have Philip Foden?
But we had one.
He went like attacking in midfield. To be fair,
I can because I got 2 holding, and then he's my forward one.
Philip Foden, we know him. Sometimes he's left winger, then he plays bad. Then he's an attacking midfielder, then he plays bad. Then he's a right winger, and he plays bad.
I hear Enzo. I think Enzo's good, but I think he is massively overrated.
I mean, if it's half of us going for it, Slightly.
Yeah, what about Kovacic? He's still in there.
Half of you are going for it.
Mav's not having you on Kovacic though, so there's your issue.
I'm not having you on Kovacic. No, not at all. I'm not going to talk about mine for long. Moises Caicedo. There we go.
Kai Spice.
I'm for you, man, though.
No. You know what? And I'm gonna say it again. I don't care how many people get on my back. I don't know why guys are acting like this guy is some top tier centre mid. I don't get it. I don't get it. He's decent. The fact that that young kid that you bought went in yesterday and I didn't see any difference in Chelsea's midfield yesterday is insane, by the way. Yeah. I just want to let you know. And I know you watched the game as well, Ali, and I know you say you know I'm being completely honest. So that's why I think he's overrated, because he's 100 M's and he can be replaced by guys that are literally in your squad in 20 M's, 60 M's. I don't know, man. Sorry.
I heard the Caicedo shout more than Enzo, innit? Because Caicedo...
Oh, hell yeah. I don't hear Enzo whatsoever. That's blasphemy to have him overrated.
About Enzo. Oh, thank you for that. I'm going to use that as next year. I'm going to use that as the clip. That is blasphemy to even suggest that Enzo's overrated. That's perfect. Thank you for that. What minute? 15 minutes.
That clip's never going to see the light of day because it's going to.
Oh,
be...
You're welcome. You're welcome.
No one says Caicedo is like the second best in the league, to be honest.
That's what I was going to go with it.
Because there's two of us, we'd have to just go with Enzo, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
That's the numbers, mate.
That's the rules.
So
that's
the rules. Not going to read well in a year's time. But
don't worry. Our midfield is Casemiro, Enzo, and Havertz. And I'll quickly read what we said for the midfield positions, because there's two slots we got to quickly go through. Last year, I saw 2 minutes of this man in pre-season against Arsenal. And I said, this guy's terrible. Go back to Palace. Conor Gallagher. I said, I don't need to see anything more than that 2-minute cameo where he was running around like a rabid dog, even.
He is dog. So, yeah.
He almost did go with Palace, but then now he has
there's
Chelsea.
No way.
I'm just thinking, who's out here rating Conor Gallagher?
No one.
Last year.
They were last year. Last year they were.
I'll tell you how much people were rating him. Mav said, I cannot believe we're picking Gallagher in this, but no Rice. Mav was furious that we're picking Gallagher. In fact, when we made a video on the top 10 Premier League centre mids and we're asking what current players could get into this top 10, Mav said Conor Gallagher. So don't tell me no one rated this brother.
I'm agreeing. I'm saying people rated him. I'm saying people rated him.
I've never rated him.
I knew it.
This guy's not good enough.
But Mav went with.
Don't sleep on him yet. Don't sleep on him.
Mav went with McGinn. I think he's improving now, to be fair, since everyone's there.
But... he has. He definitely has.
In attacking midfield, Mav. We know who Mav went with. He said, I have never said he's a good footballer. He's just simply not good. Bruno Fernandes. Mav probably will still stand by that. Maybe not the bad football bit, because he is obviously good at football. He just
I still think Bruno is one of the most overrated players in Prem history.
And for the whatever this is, 8th time in this video out of 8, I feel wonderfully vindicated again, because this one got me the wildest reaction when I said this, because I went with Mason Mount. And everybody was roaring with disgust. Mav said, he was waving his hands, end the video. This guy can play for Bayern Munich, Real Madrid. And I was saying, what does this guy do? Where will he play? They were talking about, because this was before the World Cup as well. And I'm saying, he's not good for England. Where is he? He's not going to start. And if he does, he's not good. They were yelling at me. They were shouting. Mav told me, you must be doing this for interactions. Shut up and stop trolling. I said, bro, trust me, he's not good. Now he's your problem, so you deal with that one.
I still rate him, just not as a centre mid.
Yeah, last year you were right, but this year, last year you were wrong. Now
I know I was right last year, but it doesn't look good now. But I was right at the time I said that. So.
It doesn't look good now, but I think there's time.
And I did say, just to quickly, I said if you wanted a different one instead, because people were yelling at Mason Mount, I said I'm going to keep it. But if you want, have Coutinho as well. Well, now he's baking off in Qatar or wherever Coutinho went to. So I was right yet again. And just for interest, TTA, bear in mind he went with Rice, also avid Arsenal fan. He also went with Havertz. So I wonder how T is currently feeling this summer. We now move on to our front 3 right wingers.
Mine's obvious. Everyone knows mine, so let's go with others.
I'll start with mine. Mine's Anthony.
Yeah.
Anthony. Cool.
Well, it's like is anyone? No one's rating.
Nah, don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. I spend every weekend fighting with United fans who still rate this Don every weekend. So we're not going to have people that
people rating it. People rating him.
LA, I promise you.
Smiling?
I get told things. I get told things like the other day he had one of his best games in the United shirt. I genuinely would have given it a 4 out of 10, and that is bending my arm backwards.
Fair enough.
The fact that he keeps starting every game for Man United until literal criminal activities get brought up for him is criminal. It's criminal. That in itself is criminal.
He's so overrated that Erik ten Hag is even trying to find ways to diffuse it and be like, "No, trust me, you man. Like, I swear down, like, don't worry, let it go."
I would have said Anthony myself if I knew guys were rating him like that, so that's fine.
I just want everybody to know that Anthony cost 80 million, Doku cost 60. I just want everybody to make that be aware of that.
Interesting that you mentioned Doku, because I remember some DMs that we exchanged when.
No. That was about dribbling. Don't try and do that. Dribbling. Alfie said he's the best player in the world.
You said he plays like Adama Traore. Do you still believe that?
Huh?
You said he plays like Adama Traore. Do you still believe that?
It's a good role model.
No, I don't. I don't believe that. He's got an end product. But I was only questioning his dribbling specifically.
Fair enough.
No
problem.
And we know that. Everyone knows.
Ali, you had Anthony as well, I assume, right? Or...
Yeah, I had Anthony.
Okay.
I've seen some bad ringers at the bridge, but he's there.
he's bad,
trust me, I could have put a lot of Chelsea wingers, but your wingers aren't rated anymore.
Yeah, no one cares about them anymore. They're that bad.
LA, who was your original then that you were going to?
I was actually struggling a little bit, so I actually went with Cole Palmer. 45 mil. Like, why?
Big baller.
Yeah.
Big baller.
Big baller.
One to what?
On what grounds is he a big baller? On what grounds?
We have no real disagreement here, so we'll happily go with Anthony.
That's
now,
fine.
Although I've been saying that I had an 8 out of 8 record so far of my hands being down and being correct, this one you might tell me to put my hands up, but I'll tell you my quote that I said, because I went with Mohamed Salah. Now, you might think I failed, but what I said is, I don't even care if he hits 40, 50, 60 goals. I don't want to watch this guy play. He's going to be on my list regardless. This is not about he's going to fall off or be rubbish. I just want it on the record that I don't want to see you in like all-timer conversation. I just don't like watching it. So I'm going to stand by that. And Mav, fair play to him. First of all, he said he has the perfect environment now. He said, this is it. It's time. No more talking about how good you were before or whatever. You got a wonderful place here to cook under Ten Hag, Jadon Sancho. His stocks were already falling and they've continued to plummet below sea level. So fair enough. We both did very well. Jamodo wasn't having. He said his stocks are only on the way up. So yeah. Fascinating. We move over to our last two positions. Striker. Who do you fellas have?
Shall I kick off this one? You know, they're calling him the next Ibra. Newcastle fans absolutely love him. I think he's a good player. I think he's few good finishes, few neat pieces of play, but Alexander Isak, overrated. Not going to be the next Ibra. Not going to be anything special.
Ali, you're clapping. East Africa, bro. You're not even going to back your...
No, like I like him in it, and I think he's good. But I found this was a hard position to pick for, because strikers are usually either like nobody rates them or they're just good in it. So
agreed.
Like I feel like people act like, oh yeah, he's taken Newcastle to that next level again. But
exactly,
Wilson's not that much worse than him, innit?
I think there's nothing wrong with having two very good strikers. I don't think I would say any of them are bad or average. I think Callum Wilson is very good, and I think like, put it this way, I think they would both, and I know it's not a massive achievement because you man are baking off in 12th and 14th, but they'd both start comfortably for United and Chelsea. Mav, are you having the overrated thing? I'm not really, but maybe you are.
I'm not. I'll be so honest with you. The only person I am going to say is because of the things I've heard Ali say about him, the things I've heard or the things I've seen with my eyes on the timeline about him. And I've said it and I'll say it again. He is just an Ollie Watkins in a Chelsea shirt. He has so many good qualities.
Why
and he
is
works so hard.
Every week he scratches his head and we find a new clip of him ballooning the ball.
He's just not going to score goals.
I think
So.
that's harsh. I think that's a problem that's bigger than Nicholas Jackson. Look how far
Didier,
back.
brother, guys have
Whose
called
fault
him
was it
Didier
when he
Drogba. Didier flipping Drogba. Guys have
You
called
did.
him that.
Not even guys.
Didier
Guy,
Drogba reincarnated.
Remember, I didn't say that. All I said was remember how Drogba started at Chelsea. That's all I said. I didn't make the comparison. I just wanted to remind everybody that Drogba didn't have the best start to his Chelsea career.
So what was the
And it's the
benefit?
same for
Why did
Nicholas
it? Why
Jackson.
didn't
By
you
the
say
way,
like?
I just want to say no one rates him, and obviously in 2023 we get
Thank
it.
you.
But Tammy Abraham is still had your best start for a striker since Diego Costa, and that still hasn't changed. Nicholas Jackson can't change that. Not good enough.
Funnily enough, you mentioned this man a little bit because you mentioned my striker. You said he is just another Ollie Watkins. I did go with Ollie Watkins himself because I said since last year when he was on his purple patch, I said, listen, you man, I don't know. I tweeted, I don't know what it is. His numbers are banging, but my eyes are telling me something different, and I always trust what my pupils tell me as opposed to what the Excel spreadsheet says. I believe it's overrated. I don't think he's that cold. And I can't be moved by him. Like, nothing he does will move me.
He was more of a choice.
Yes.
Ollie Watkins. I almost went with him purely because I was going to call him the purple patch this and all of that.
Yeah.
No one
But
rates him, so
he's
it's
rated
hard
more
to
than
say
Jackson's
overrated.
rated. He's rated more than Jackson's rated. Like
By
neutral-
who?
Neutrals.
Yeah, I'm the only
neutrals-
one
I don't think Jackson. I don't think anyone's rating Jackson though.
I'm the only one rating
This
Jackson,
is
bro. There's no
Jackson
one
is
else.
No, you're
only
not.
Chelsea.
No, you're
Yeah.
not. Didier Drogba reincarnated. Guys were gassed off
By the
preseason,
way,
man.
look,
Come on.
look how Seamus Ali is. He's trying to say he's the only one rating him so that he doesn't get selected. I see your game,
Yeah.
and
Nah,
I'm gonna
man.
fall for it because
Get
I
off
want
that.
to go. I want to go Watkins. I don't know about you.
Yeah.
Though. You don't have to go Watkins.
I just don't think anyone rates him.
I think the next Zlatan Ibrahimovic is the wildest thing that anyone said.
No, it was a bit of banter because he's from Sweden, bro. Like, come on, guys.
Yeah, and it's
Wait,
nonsense.
who was
Nah.
Ali's?
They both from,
Isaac
they
as
were
well.
from Isaac.
No, I went Isaac.
Oh, so
But you kind of went
Isaac by default.
Watkins. I don't feel comfortable.
Those were the two that I was picking.
Isaac.
out, but-
I'm not backing
Isaac.
Watkins because no one rates him, so I'm just not backing it.
Nah, you.
Isaac.
I feel like I've got to do a situation where I say it's my ball. I'm gonna go home. Listen, Isaac, if you end up on this list, I promise you, I had nothing to do with it. I try my best, but over here, we don't operate a dictatorship. We operate a democracy, and if people want to vote for Isaac ahead of Watkins, then so be it. Mav, go in once. Go Ollie Watkins, bro. Come on.
Nope.
Bro, Ollie Watkins.
You look bad.
Like I said, I've never heard a Villa fan rate him, so nope.
Fine. Isaac, you're our striker. I was gonna post on Twitter and be like, yo guys, check out this, but I can't put a list and then put my face there and say, yeah, guys, check out Isaac overrated. Well done, guys. You've ruined my draft. For reference, last year, myself and Mav went for the same player. Mav, do you remember who it was? This was the infamous one where you were in the bushes watching him during training sessions.
Oh, Darwin Núñez. Yeah.
I said, well, we both said, let's not even talk about this Haaland comparison. It needs to stop right now.
Yeah.
And I
Embarrassing.
said, because people were still saying, okay, maybe not Haaland, but he'll bag like 24, 25. I said he won't even get near 20. He got 9 goals. So I'm vindicated. One thing I will say though, I said even he's got incredible movement, but I'm not going to enjoy watching him. I lied. I do enjoy watching.
It's the opposite,
Darwin Núñez. I do enjoy watching Darwin Núñez. He's a fun player to watch. So,
Chaos baller, man.
Agreed. No cut.
and last position in our 11. Oh, you might have been upset with Isaac. There's left wing. Who are we going with?
It's a bit bold. They won the Champions League last year. Jack Grealish. I think City fans love to rate him too highly. No, he said, he does so much for the team, even though he doesn't get the numbers like that. Whereas I believe in those front three positions, he should be getting the numbers. And I think Doku is going to keep him out of the team.
He's a weird one because he goes through phases where he's massively overrated and then massively underrated. I do hear it. I have times where I'm defending Grealish, saying, brother, he's good. And then guys start saying, they start putting him in all-timer convos because that's what City fans love to do. They love to try and stretch it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, you've pushed it too far now.
And that's my reasoning. Listen, that's my bromie. I love Grealish, but just guys overrate him.
I've gone with Anthony Gordon. Because he is rated now. They've been talking about how incredible he was during the under-21 Euros, was it, this summer? And now he's had a resurgence at Newcastle. Well, Newcastle have been very interesting, to say the least, so far this season. And I'm going to stand by it. I still prefer Harvey Barnes. It's a very unpopular opinion because he doesn't start games. He came on and he did miss up the 2v1 or whatever. So that's why I'm going to double down and say, listen, come back next year. It will be general consensus. Harvey Barnes is better than you man's Anthony Gordon. Let's
screaming that with you from the mountains.
Can I interest you in a 2-for-1 combo over on this left side?
What's happening there?
I've had enough. I've actually had enough. Again, for what's this? The third time in a video? Hands up. And I'm still having this chase me to this day, and it's going to chase me for the rest of the time. But the fact that I even had the audacity to mention Rashford's name in the same sentence as Kylian Mbappe is fucking embarrassing. It's embarrassing. I need to let the banter go. I need to let the clips go. This Rashford don is knuckleball, purple patch. He's a left wing Luke Shaw. He has 4 months where he's decent, and the rest of the time he just wants to kick it into Rosette. The other option is another Alejandro Garnacho, who I'm seeing people do edits wearing Cristiano Ronaldo's number because he's taken on Cristiano Ronaldo's mantle. LA Maynard said championship baller for Iwobi. Then what the hell is Garnacho? I don't know which one to land on, but I think Marcus Rashford.
Land on Marcus, mate. Land on Marcus.
I'm gonna land on him because obviously he's rated much higher. I can't keep smiling and pretending that this guy actually has anything to him other than a knuckleball every now and then. I was saying Cristiano Ronaldo didn't press, and I said I've never seen Marcus Rashford press a day in his life either, but no one wants to talk about that because he's English. And yet again, Cristiano Ronaldo, the problem's gone. Yet again, Marcus Rashford still not pressing. Leao, Kvaratskhelia, Vinny Jr., Gabby Martinelli. I apologise that I've put this guy in the same sentence as you guys. Dead.
My issue came when Stokes and Kurt tried to make out like me and Drew are biased, for having Martinelli in the list. Not even just... They didn't have him in the list.
Yeah,
insane. And then they started talking about how fullbacks much prefer playing against him. They hate facing Rashford. We just saw Rashford versus Brighton walking around the pitch for 85 minutes. Exactly what I said he does. And he'll be a threat in behind 2 or 3 times a game. And once or twice out of that 3, 4... he'll do something. The others, he'll smash it into a defender, and that's it. I can't understand how you can think that's harder for a fullback that has so much time on the ball. He's not pressing. He's not charging at you. I don't get it. Rashford, Rash Bonloho, thank you for feeding all the children. I really appreciate it, but you're not better than Martinelli, bro. LA, the floor is yours, sir.
I agree with Rashford. Jarring me. Jarring me. It's hard to say with a guy that got 30 goals and something like 9 assists last season. It's hard to say that his end product isn't there. I think as a winger, you gotta feed your strikers, and this is why 100%. This is what's gonna stop Højlund bagging.
Like he's not creative. He's not got a good cross on him. Like I don't really get it. But Ali,
I went with Rashford as well, innit? Because he's another one that he actually deceived me for a while. Yeah, Rashford. That guy. Yeah, no, I like Rashford, man. Even last season, but I think if you don't watch him for a full 90 or so consistently, it's easy to get done by his shenanigans.
Yeah, if you just watch TikToks of Rashford, you think, this guy.
Bro, it'll look class, innit? This is that guy.
I mean, we are 3-on-1, but I have no qualms with Rashford being there. I will give a special honourable mention to someone that me and Mav went with last year. It's someone that Ali mentioned earlier, but again, he plays about 8 positions, and we have to pretend that he's incredible because he has 1 good game a month. Me and Mav went with Foden last year. And Jamodo said it's bedtime for him. He has to go to bed or whatever. Myself and Mav, were together on this one. We said, by the end of the season, it's time to stop putting him in Mbappe-Haaland trio conversations. That has to end. Luckily, it has ended, and that's why I'm not putting him in my list, because people have stopped doing that now. People are...
It's coming back because he's had a good 2 weeks.
There we go. All right, then. So there is our most overrated 11. Just to recap it in case you're listening on Spotify or whatever. In goal, we have Nick Pope at right back, Reece James. Our 2 centre-backs, Licha, Da Butcher, Romero, Martinez. I wanted to get a bit Romero.
Trying to force him in there. Trying to force him back in.
Licha, the Butcher, Martinez, and Van Dijk. Luke Shaw, Boto Carlos is left back. Our midfield trio is Casemiro, Enzo Fernandez, and sadly Havertz. And the front three is Anthony, Isaac. Apologies, Isaac, brother. It wasn't me. I didn't do it.
Or me.
Isaac a roadman, by the way. Have you not seen the video?
Yeah,
He'll come and find you on road. So
yeah, he is.
Be careful.
He'll find you on road.
And our left winger is Rashford. So there we go. We'll come back in a year. Keep everyone's quotes stored to see what our bold statements are saying. Hopefully, man, enjoyed it. If you did, like the video. Of course, make sure you have subscribed. Leave as many. The more interactions, the merrier. Follow these man on their socials. And of course, LA as well. Wonderful to have you here. Check out MD Talks as well. You know what I mean? Like he's got his own one there. You might see me there in the future. But other than that, have a wonderful weekend. In a bit.